Hello everyone, this is a quick little review of the Overseas Memories banner. So, got pretty okay units, not really any standouts aside from Byleth. Just a quick little before I start. Byleth is probably the only one out of these four worth pulling. And I think Lorenz is actually a fairly good unit, but I don't think he's worth, 2,700 grails? I don't think he's worth the Tempest grails. If you could plus 10 him with Grandier Battle grails, so like you only need 7 copies of him instead of 9, then he'd be super good. But I think he's just way too expensive for the way he is right now. Just looking at stats, Ingrid very clearly supposed to be very fast, a little strong, 34 attack. She's kind of strong, but she's definitely fast. Defenses aren't terrible. Sylvain, once again not terrible. Pretty good offensive stats. Definitely need a little more attack, which I tried to do in my builds, but he has decent defense and like close to no res. Dorothea, she's a dancer. Stats don't matter too much. She has decent res, but there are better dancers to run Tamari. There's Tethys, and there's definitely other uses for units like that. Also, the fact that she's 5-star locked is really bad for her. Lastly, for the banner, Byleth, insane speed, pretty decent attack, no defense, but that shouldn't matter too much, especially with the build that I found good. Lorenz has pretty decent stats. He has pretty good res. Attack and speed are alright. He's 32 and 31. You can make him a nuke if you really want to, but I feel like he's better defensively. And a defensive red mage that actually has an okay defense stat is very rare. You usually see like Arvis or Julius who have like sky high res and close to no defense. But going into this, and this is kind of bad pixel wise, but you have super brains and super boon, so on and so forth, and base kit skills. For anyone who's not aware, also have the video up to explain certain weapons. So first we have Ingrid, who in my opinion, she doesn't have a great use. I think she's one of the few units on this banner who actually has a place. Like she is the fast, strong Gale Forcer, because sturdy impact plus her B skill, which is I believe flyer exclusive and exclusive to sword, lance, axe. She doesn't get a whole lot. I definitely think that's a good skill for her. I believe it's 50% in addition to 10 extra defense. So she should be fine. That's before threat and attack as well. Yeah, she Go Forces. Heavy Blade hopefully will proc with an effective 64 attack. Shouldn't have too much of a problem, and that's before threaten as well. And once again, this is a pretty expensive build. Luckily, sturdy impact and guard bearing are both base kit, but you still have Gale Force and threat and attack speed. Threat and attack speed really only found on CYL Alm. So definitely some substitutes. You can run like attack smoke, but that's attack speed. Attack speed is definitely your best bet. Just for free-to-play comparisons, because there are a few of them. I have Katria here. You can really run Katria or Est, even Pala to an extent. Just a really good flyer. Strong. Obviously not 58 attack strong, but with triangle attack and double bond, things like flyer formation, she's good. She definitely pumps out a lot of attack. I guess her damage output could be similar just because she's hitting 4 times as opposed to 2. Granted, she's not Gale Forcing, but that's not what Catcher is meant to do. And this build, this identical build is fantastic on Est as well. Just using Kadri as an example. And for Cordelia, pretty much. Oh, she can respond too. Forgot to put that. But you see these stats. This is a good Gale Force unit. You get what effective? What's the speed? 56 speed with 4 buffs and 4 to 5 flyers, just to show that she's supposed to be in like a flyer ball, and not flyer ball. Like 2 hones, 2 fortifies, something like that. Pretty much how you set up a blade tome. But Cordy almost always gonna get the Gale Force off. I don't think she has enough defense for it yet, or she might. I'm not really sure. You can also definitely switch to something like Sturdy Blow, Sturdy Impact for A skill. Like, there are ways you don't need to pump her speed that much. This is just an example, obviously, but there's definitely ways around it. Ways to like Sturdy Impact is definitely a good option for her. Just making sure you double with a unit like Cordelia is pretty important. Next year Dorothea. I forgot to put a comparison on there, but I also think that Tethys is a very, very good comparison. I refined her weapon for speed. One, I don't think you need to refine the weapon, and 2, she doesn't have good enough stats anywhere aside from like maybe speed, like to warrant it, like to warrant a refine rather. Hidden Thorns is plus attack and sorry, I forgot to explain this for Ingrid. So this is Ingrid's weapon effect. So you got speed plus 3 and plus 5 to all stats on the first initiation on either phase, and restores 10 HP. Now I don't know if that 10 HP is every time or just the first time, but it definitely sounds like a good thing to have, because you can get however many stats that is. And let's say you're running the set that I recommended, the Gale Force set, then you're taking a very little amount from Sturdy Impact plus Guard Bearing. You should be taking like 10-15, and you should be killing the majority, if not all of that, after your Gale Force proc. Next we have Dorothea's weapon, which is attack res plus 5 during combat and plus 7 after combat, which is okay. It's not great. There's definitely other things to run. She's good enough res to warrant something like Tamari. I still think that Tethys does it a bit better, and Tethys is 3 and 4 star. 5-star exclusive for a unit with this mediocre of stats kind of sucks. She's a dancer. She's not getting a whole lot out of you. Most dancers do pretty much the same thing. Dancer will either have high res or high HP. If you don't have either of those, then you're not very good. Just have attack cantrip, which in the video it says if Singer Dance is used, inflicts attack -7 on nearest foes within 4 spaces. Oops. So basically, just use dance and they'll have less attack. It's kind of, I wouldn't like call it to change fate, but it's the same principle of if you attack, if you dance or if you use your assist skill, then their attack is lowered as opposed to your attack being raised. And it's not exactly the same, but I like to think it's close. And HUD attack 4 is base kit. You can pretty much keep base kit. I gave her Fury just because. You can also give her Wings of Mercy. I kept the attack thing, but it's not really necessary. And then I gave her Gale Dance. You can give her Earth Dance, really anything. But there's not a whole lot of reason to use her. Here's an AR Sylvia. Just you can pump HP to the moon. Run Sudden Panic. Sylvia's just a fantastic dancer all around. Sudden Panic, Infantry Pulse, everything you could want on a dancer she's doing. And chill attack in the weapon, just even better. Lastly, for the comparison, we have Legendary Azura. I can change this to Earth Dance, but Legendary Azura, just in general, a better one-off 5-star dancer. You have to remember that Dorothea is, for whatever reason, 5-star locked. So, per wheel, obviously, just something like Attack Tactic, which buffs your attack by 6. If you get prayer wheeled, you now have at +6 everything. Grey Widow is granting 1 extra movement. She's just overall a fantastic unit. Wings of Mercy, just good on a dancer. Earth Dance, just to, 'cause I believe Earth Dance stacks with prayer wheel if they aren't already attack tactic. It's just good. Fortress Defense just for AI manipulation, but if it's in player hands, you can really run whatever A skill you want. Moving on. I have to sneeze, hold on. Am I good? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Moving on, we go Sylvain. The green tome, sorry, the green cav is really limited. I believe excluding 5 stars, we have Sylvain now. Base Cecilia and Picnic Leo. I think that's it. Really small pool. But I have Madness Flask, which is Fury. Obviously, you can switch that out for his main weapon and just run Fury in A. I think that's fine. But Hyper Offense is just good for him. Now in double brazen attack speed and Desperation. Just both stack really well with Fury. Hone Cav, just to put him in. It's the same thing that I talked about with Cordy. You put him in the blade square thing. You could also give him a blade tome. He's fine with the blade tome. Just houses damage, and he already has insane speed, so that's always nice. But that's at +10. I don't think Summer Sylvain is really that incredible, especially considering the next unit I'm going to talk about is World of Thracia Olwen. Pref Blaze Helm, really good refine. Fury Desperation, that's all she needs. It's basic, but it just works. Let's see, not a whole lot to talk about Sylvain though. He's not that versatile. He has like pretty poor res. His defense is pretty okay. He has really good speed and like average average attack. Just buff his attack. Blade Tome. I have Brazens here, but plenty of things you can do. Overall, I think Olwen is better. Just as a one-off over a +10. And lastly, for the banner, that is, and I have no comparisons for her because she's incredible. We have Byleth. Her pref weapon is essentially, it's basically Creator Sword on a tome, but it's also slaying. So it's accelerate special trigger -1, and if at start of combat, if speed is higher than foe speed, then grants attack speed +5, which is already insane. And during combat, effects that guarantee, so it's basically a no follow-up. It's slaying, no follow-up, and if you're faster than attack speed +5, which is already insane. Base hit's actually okay. It's not terrible. I don't love the push. That's just me. I've never really been a fan of push 4 in general. Also, dual chill, not really necessary in my opinion. Grind orders is nice, but I don't think I used it. Oh, I did, but it's flexible. So I kept the pref, obviously. I ran plus attack. Plus speed might be better because it's a super boon. So you have Slaying Ruptured Sky, which is 1 cooldown Ruptured Sky, which is already nuts to me. And if you guys are unaware of how Wind Sweep plus Creator Sword type deals work, Basically, so wind sweep, it, for the most part at least, it denies your own follow-up. But if you have something like Creator Sword, then you can double and you still don't get hit. So it's a sweep effect, but you're doubling now. And with Byleth, especially with the double Sparrow setup I'm running, which is +6, +4, +10 attack, that's 65, 70 effective attack. Twice, almost definitely, because that's 11 speed. That's 62, 67 speed. I don't know what's not getting doubled by something with 67 speed. So she's just demolishing you. You can run pretty much any C skill. I kept ground orders, but you can definitely run something like joint drive attack, joint hone attack. You can run literally anything. Byleth is so versatile. But I didn't put any comparisons. The only real red tomes there are, flying red tomes rather, is Halloween Noe, who I have a blade tome on. Her pref isn't fantastic. Aversa, who is just, she's not offensive. She's not similar at all to her in my opinion. Summer Tana, who if you're pulling for a seasonal red flyer, then just pull for this one. If you have Summer Tana, then congratulations, you probably don't need one, but this is the only unit that I would even almost advise pulling for, just because she's so good. Yeah, not a whole lot to say there. Moving on, Lorenz. Not bad. This is my hyper offense set. You got his Conch Bouquet, which is the same as Sylvain's weapon, but it's red. It's same as Dorothea's weapon and Sylvain's. It's +5 to attack and res the first initiation, and +7 HP. Not a whole lot. I give him push because of the +7 HP. So he's basically always in like at max attack. So he's taking 5 from the push and then pushing back up to 7. You can really run Fury if you want to, but yeah, just nothing special here. And then you have the defensive set, plus counter, lull. I think lull's great on him. I'm running Candelabra just because it's a defensive red tome, but there's not a whole lot to do there. Lastly, we have a comparison to Lilina, who is just overall a better unit offensively. Once again, Lorenz is better defensively, but he's just so expensive, it's probably not worth it. Last thing I really want to touch on is the seals. Seals are Mirror Strike and Speed Res Solo. Definitely good. The beginning of solo skills, which is really nice. But that's probably it. Thanks for watching. Twitch and Discord are in the description, and I will see you guys later.